everybody, I'm Brandon Jones. I'm joined by Brad Ellis.
Yo.
And Michael Huber.
Yo.
And the three of us have all played Sifu.
Yes.
And this was a game just purely on gameplay feel that I lunged for when I found out we had the opportunity to do this. It was like, oh, God. And I love Huber. You just typed the other day in Slack, Sifu. Let's unpack that. How are you enjoying Sifu? And what's the demo like?
So the demo is really short. It's like 10...
Perfectly short.
Yeah, perfectly short. It's like 10 minutes long. And you start out in your little hub dojo area where you can go to the little wall dummy and practice combos against like a training person.
You go into like red smoke area, and then there's no health or anything, which I like appreciate so much. Same thing with Sekiro. It's like, yes.
Yeah,
like,
so you can just like spar in there. But there was no tutorial, so I went in and I was like flailing. I was like, what is even going on? What are the mechanics? And you just go through the environments, like basically like a nightclub and some back alleys and get in some brawls, find some weapons. And it just feels like a modern beat 'em up.
Brad, if you were going to stop Huber before he jumped in, what would be important things to tell him before you begin combat in Sifu? I'm hoping I know all the things you're about to say, because if you tell me something I've been not doing.
Yeah, Brad, tell me how to parry, dude.
The parrying was hard to do, man.
It's very tight.
Like, I still don't feel really comfortable with it yet, where I'm like, still, like, this game I feel like is a game I'm gonna have to spend like 3 hours with to get really in tune with. Because like Mike, I hopped in and I was like, oh God, what am I doing? I'm fighting like shit. I'm getting owned all the time. But then my second time through it, I started just like really clicking and just started knocking these guys out. But for Hubert, my tip that I realized in my second run is you have like this like special meter you can burn almost.
That's right. I was sleeping on that. I was sleeping on focus.
I didn't even notice it. Then I was like, oh, focus. That's right. And it's like you can like jab some dude in the eye, which is really rad.
You can do like a sweep kick. And that's left trigger, and that slows everything down. And it's kind of fun because right trigger is your sprint. So I like that those two are like your different pace changes as you run. That just feels very natural.
Well, Jones, I'm glad you said that. Actually, there's full. I love the options already in this game. Full remapping of controls. You can remap.
Get into that. Cool.
Yeah. Because I was like kind of weirded out by R2 being dodge. I wanted like the souls like circle or like just circle as like dodge and kind of run. I'm just used to that, just all my buttons right there. So I switched that up. Because it was like L1 is originally parry and R2 is dodge. So I was like, I need to change this. But it's cool, like already you can remap everything.
I need to be way more sure of my abilities, Huber, before then I deduce that the buttons are the problem. Am I bad at this, or is this weird controls?
Yeah, I think... Like, I love it. I think it is still a little rough around the edges. The combos, the responsiveness of the combos was really tricky, where I didn't know if it was my fault or the game's fault. Because, you have your standard combos of, like, square, square, triangle, square, 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 triangle, square, 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 like, so those, like, traditional beat-em-up style combos. But some of the square inputs will be more than one punch. So you'll do like square, square, which is like 2 or 3. So that visually messed with my inputs. And I didn't know if like I could just like hit him really fast or if I had to like deliberately push him. So it took quite a bit of getting used to on my end for sure.
Is there a taunt button? Because there were sometimes I would like I'd walk into a room and just be like, are we gonna do this? And like they would all just be chilling in the bar, and I'm like, so I just run up to a guy, like I guess I just punch you in the face.
I think I did taunt once.
That's funny. I gotta look back at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very specific. But yeah, kind of hard. There were definitely some counters. I was like, are you sure? Like, again, I got to get more cozy with this, but I could have sworn. I got to, maybe I get to record this and go back frame by frame and be like, oh, no, okay, I was early. All right.
Jones, once I learned how overpowered some of the weapons are and the environmental stuff, it made things a lot easier. Dude. Like, I got the bat my second run, God. And I was just taking, like, everyone out. I was like, wow, this is insane. But
or the bottle, too, Brad.
Yeah, the bottle. There's like the cushions you can kick or whatever. But I did run into a problem a lot where I was trying to interact with an object and it just wouldn't do anything. I'm sure it's just the build or whatever, but I definitely like died because of it. Like I was trying to kick a stool at some guy or something, and just nothing happening.
Kind of like the environmental stuff in Mortal Kombat, Huber, where it's like it's fun to use, but if you're like too focused on it, you're gonna not do anything for 10 whole seconds, and then your teammates just kind of annihilating you.
Totally, Jones. I was like, oh, I want to pick up a bottle, and I like kept trying to go pick it up, and they just kept swarming me. I was like, maybe I should just fight back.
And it's so cinematic, and I like the demo doesn't get into if people are, if this demo is released later or if people get a chance to play a slice of it and they're like, oh, I don't want spoilers. It's like, I have no idea what's going on. We're just pissed. And I'm assuming the game's called Sifu. There's a painting up on the wall. It's like, I'm assuming the guy, the person who taught us this art, is wronged or murdered or something, and we're, exacting revenge. But just that mindset of, somebody going in, like a martial art expert walking in to like a building and everyone in the building, they all kind of turn and there's that standoff.
Just that
the game is like, so I'm like, my prediction is that this demo is like the bar, and then there'll be like the mansion, like maybe we'll have one on like moving cars or something on a freeway or like, but it's just, they're all lengthy enough that you have, like you're saying, Brad, where you have to think like, okay, what items are better than others? When you go to a door, it helps to like know what's on the other side of the door, so you can kind of pace yourself. Every time I did it, I got further and further, and I felt great.
It feels like a roguelite. Like, I don't really know, because there's like the tree. It's really cool. There's the skill tree is an actual tree. Shout out.
That's right.
Love that. The skill tree, you get XP, you can unlock moves and stuff, and then every time you die, you get older. But like initially it starts as 1, so you start as 20 years old, you die, you become 21, and then 22. But then the amount of years that progress when you die goes up. So sometimes it'll jump like 3 years.
Your strength goes up and your health goes down, and so that's
and
maybe cool. Speed. I'm sure like, again, people who can like visually go frame by frame on fighting games and action games like this will probably pick up a lot of like fun nuance of like when you get older. And the art style's not over the, it's not like there's not a ton of detail.
Really
like there is kind of a Dreamcast PS1 kind of like aesthetic there, but I dig it. Like it's
I loved the big dudes. The big dudes were so stylized. They looked so cool. Just these giant hulking bodyguards like right before you get to the end. They like push you. They're like impossible to knock down. Just really fun. Oh, and then the boss too was like, yo. Showpiece.
I've yet to beat this character.
The boss at the end is just like martial arts master. I still don't understand, Brad, how maybe you have to dodge the sweeps. If an enemy is sweeping you,
I think you have to dodge it.
You have to dodge that. Okay. Oh my god, that's tricky. It's so tricky.
Yeah. I gotta say though, with the combat, I really appreciated how much you can kind of get swarmed if you're not careful and space your opponents out. Like, I really liked, there's this move you can do, it's like a palm strike. It's like down an X or something, and it like, you palm strike a guy and it knocks them back quite a bit. It gives you this breathing room almost to tackle a new opponent, or the sweep kick you can do also like that. It's like very much like separating your opponents so you don't get overwhelmed.
Having daze moments like that, like the old Batman, just the hand behind the head. Like, it'd be fun to have counter moves where it's doesn't do it a lot of damage. It just,
Yeah. Oh man.
It's like bopping a shark on the nose. Yeah.
You can get on top of him, like give him a few hits. Yeah. It's sweet.
Love that.
Look. If Brad says something in this preview and you don't see footage of it, I couldn't do it. Okay. I couldn't make it happen. All right. It's not my fault. I'm gonna find all this stuff now. But it was funny. I was talking to Blood about capturing footage for this, and it's like, I think I'm gonna capture footage after the conversation because I'll know what to get, because it's just that short of a demo. And so when I got in and I was like, it's just one environment, I can train, this is so great. And the one final thing that we need to talk about, Huber, the context, the bulletin board.
I didn't want to take too deep a dive into this, Jones, because of spoilers, but I was kind of looking around, talking about like revenge or whatever. I feel like I saw the word revenge.
So it's like connections, organizations, characters, reminders. So like the lower left are just a couple post-it notes that's like, gotta look for this icon so I can pick those up in a level, gotta look, So there wasn't a tutorial, but some of that stuff's on there that kind of points you to maybe some of the secret stuff that's in the game. Or I can't wait to... I love a good pissed protagonist, man. I love just not having any doubt. It's fun to vacillate back and forth between good and bad in a game, and it's good to just be like, nope,
Yeah.
if you come at me, I'm bruising you and moving on.
Yeah, I love the environments. It's got that hard edge to it, but also like pretty cozy. The beginning kind of reminds me of Hitman. You're walking up to the club and people are like, "Oh man, you're not gonna be able to get in here," and the guard is like, "Get out of here! You're not coming in." And there were some dialogue options.
I know.
Too.
I was wondering if that'll matter at all, really.
Yeah.
Because there's the guy when you get in the club.
Yeah.
He asks, "What are you doing here?" You can say, "I'm looking for someone," or "None of your business."
Yeah.
And both result in you getting in
You
a fight.
fighting. Yeah.
I wonder if a lot of that has to do with like morale and then being scared or like intimidated, so like if you want to make it harder for yourself, you can just kind of walk in a room and be like, "Yo, let's go," but like you'll get more rewards or you'll have more of an impact. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you get little options here and there.
The last boss is like, "Yo, I have no quarrel with you," or like, "Yo, let's end this." So you can, but again, like Brad said, both times he'll just attack you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it's cinematic, so maybe even just giving you that little attitude adjustment can feel like a lot. Where you're like, yes, I wanted to accentuate that scene the way I wanted to.
I like being able to kick the bottles or pick them up. I think that's really cool. If there's a bunch of enemies, you can kind of kick them at them, give them a stun. But if you pick that thing up, that's like you're not stun someone and just knock them out instantly. So.
There's gonna be some good 15-second gameplay clips of this game on Twitter.
Oh my god!
There's gonna be a lot of people that are just
getting crazy,
just playing with these characters. So yeah, if all of you get a chance to play it and you're better than us, let us know what you did. Let us know if there's any gameplay things that we missed. But it was fun. It looked like we were going to be likely to have a conversations about this, Huber, and I was like, we get Brad on this video. We get Brad to be like,
get him in here.
Yeah,
teach me how to parry.
When I beat the demo, I'll let you know. But definitely looking forward to the full game. Definitely curious to see how deep that skill tree. It's so tempting. You can't really dive in because it's just the demo. So we'll definitely be checking out more of this. Thank you, gentlemen.